Hello everybody! Today we are going to be making Sables cookies, which are a French butter cookie. The base recipe is super simple and you can just stick with that, or if you'd like you can choose to add some of the super delicious additions. I did mine with cranberry and lemon in one and chocolate chips in another. These cookies are very simple. There's not a lot of ingredients at all. So I'm going to show you my mise en place here. We've got our butter that has been softened at room temperature, our 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar, and 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and a little bit of kosher salt. I believe it's a ½ teaspoon. So we're going to be using the creaming method, which you folks should remember from Culinary 1. We're going to do that by adding our softened butter and our sugar into a mixing bowl and creaming with a hand mixer or a stand mixer if you have one in your home. Once your butter and sugar have been sufficiently creamed, get as much butter and sugar off of the beaters as possible. I do that by kind of spinning them around in my hand. Then adding your salt, blending that in there, and then slowly adding your flour mixture. I believe I added mine in 2 to 3 additions. So keep going with your mixture until it's really fully incorporated. If you're really having a hard time incorporating it, you can add just a splash of cold water. I added about a tablespoon of water, and then as soon as that added in there, it came together really well. So keep mixing until it starts to stick onto the beaters like that, and it is into one cohesive dough ball. So pop those beaters out of there, or if you're using a stand mixer, pull the paddle off and scrape all of the dough you can off of them. You want as much dough as possible for your cookies. So this would be the time to add your mix-ins. I chose to do 2 flavors today, so I split the dough ball in half and added my mix-ins. This first part is going to be some finely chopped dried cranberries and the zest of 1 lemon. Mix it in with a wooden spoon just by folding the batter over itself until all of those mix-ins are completely incorporated. There's not any left in the bowl, and you're satisfied with how your dough looks. So we're going to take this guy out of the mixing bowl, come back to him later, and we're going to do our second flavor. I chopped up a candy bar, actually, rather than using chocolate chips today, and a little bit of cocoa powder. I folded it over just like I did with the last flavor, and I've got a nice chocolatey cookie dough now. So this is a refrigerator cookie dough. So we're going to roll it into a log and then wrap it in some saran wrap and chill it in the fridge for 1 hour or up to 3 days. So you want to take your dough, form it into a ball in your hands, and then roll it between your hands to get it into a nice rough log, and we're going to smooth it out using the saran wrap. So I put my saran wrap down, wrapped it around nice and tightly, and then here is my trick to get it nice and round. Twist the ends and roll that guy around. Spin it around, so twist the ends together and give it one final roll and pop them in the fridge. So our 2 flavors, they're gonna go hang out in the fridge. I let them chill for 1 hour before I started to slice them. Here we go. It's time to cut our cookies. So you want to get a really sharp kitchen knife because your dough is going to be really solid because of all that butter. And we're just going to slice them into rounds that are about 3/8 of an inch thick. So you want them pretty thin, and you want to keep that thickness as uniform as possible, because if you don't, they're not going to cook very evenly. So once you've sliced through your whole log, spacing them evenly on the pan, we also don't have to worry about spacing them super far away from each other because they're not going to spread too much because they're not going to rise, but leave at least an inch between each cookie. Throw them into the oven at 325 for 18 minutes or until the bottoms are golden brown, and then you will be left with some beautiful French butter cookies. These are mine, and my whole family enjoyed them, especially the chocolate. That's their favorite, but I like to have my little cranberry cookies with my tea. I hope you guys enjoy this recipe, and I can't wait to see your final products.